understanding, seeds of love, seeds of freedom which they have transmitted to me.
Dear respected teacher, dear friends, before starting I just want to check, are we online? Everything functioning smoothly? Okay, nobody's saying no, so I'm going to assume that means yes. So dear friends, welcome to this evening's session of total relaxation. It's wonderful to be able to practice non-local relaxation all around the world. There are quite a few of us here in this hall, maybe, 20 or 30, and probably several hundred of you wherever you are, in all different countries and continents. So we're going to take about an hour for this practice. I know in the schedule we have an hour and a half, but I think it will probably not be more than 1 hour. And before we begin the relaxation session, I want to share a little bit about this particular relaxation. So this is just for fun, because it's an understanding our mind retreat. we thought we could do a variation on the theme of total relaxation. So, yes, a little bit of information first about the brain. You may know already, or you may not know yet, that there's a part of your brain around the... if you drew a line from the top of one ear to the other ear across your skull, underneath that line is something that is called the sensory motor cortex. It's like a strip, maybe a couple of centimeters wide, that runs all the way across the top of your brain. And this part of our brain receives or processes the signals from our entire body. It's also, right next to it, there's also the motor cortex, which is involved in moving our body and planning motion. But tonight, I think we're going to focus mainly on the sensory motor cortex. So we're just going to be sensing our body. And many of you may have practiced a body scan before. But what's interesting about the sensory motor cortex is that it's laid out in a particular way. The body parts are organized in a certain sequence physically in your brain. And we're going to follow that sequence as we guide our awareness throughout the different parts of our body. In addition, the different parts of the sensory motor cortex not every part of the body has as many neurons associated with it. So the parts of our bodies that are more sensitive, like the tips of our fingers, or the tongue, the genitals, tend to have a larger part of the sensory motor cortex. And other parts of the body, like maybe the elbow or the upper arm, the torso, the thigh, have comparatively fewer neurons to map those parts of the body. And what you get is really a picture of a person that's kind of laid out along this strip, and you can see it later if you want to Google cortical homunculus. You can see this picture of exactly how it's all laid out and how big how many neurons each part of the body gets, as it were. So what I think is interesting is to follow this sequence, because as we are paying attention to one body part, that part of the sensory motor cortex is activated, and then it would be maybe natural to think that the neighboring part of the sensory motor cortex would be the next body part that we would go to with our awareness. But what's interesting is that most body scans that we do don't follow precisely this sequence. So I think it's fun to, just to see, is there a difference in the quality of our concentration if we follow the sensory motor cortex exactly as it's laid out, or does it not help? Maybe we're less concentrated. So we're just doing an experiment. And there's we don't make any assumptions about what the answer might be. We just try to stay open, and we test the hypothesis. So in addition, as we tune into the sensations of our body and become aware of areas of tension or of a pattern of holding, maybe, that might have been there a long time. What I found over the years is that just sort of trying to tell that part of my body to relax, it doesn't really work very well. Sometimes can have the opposite effect, and it can make me feel more tense and stressed. So instead, what I'd like to do is just to pay attention to the sensations that are there without trying to change them in any way. And it helps, I think, to have an attitude of openness and curiosity as to what the sensations actually are. Because I believe in studying a little bit about neuroscience, we've discovered that there are at least two ways of relating to the body, and probably many more, but two that are really fundamentally distinct. And one is relating to the body in terms of mental images and mental representations of the body. And that may be how we relate to our body most of the time. So we have an idea of how our body is or how our body should be. And that kind of dominates in our awareness. And what we want to do today is to see if we can release that idea as much as possible and just be in touch with what we call the felt sense of the body. And what's interesting when we do that is that we might find that, for example, when we compare the sensation of one shoulder, the sensation of the other shoulder, at the level of the body map or the image, we might think that there should be symmetrical sensations. But when we go into the felt sense, we might discover that it's very asymmetrical. It might feel like one shoulder is in a completely different place from the inside. So we just, we don't try to edit that, we just let it be. And we just explore the sensations exactly as we discover them, without trying to judge them or without kind of knowing in advance what they are going to be. So that's why curiosity and openness are important in this exercise. And yes, so I think that's enough preamble. You may like to, maybe you're already lying down, but I just want to suggest that you lie down on a surface which is not too soft. So it's better not to lie on your bed, but if you have a yoga mat, or maybe on a carpet, you want to make sure that you're in a place that's not drafty, or nobody's going to open a door and bump into you, where you won't be disturbed. It's better generally not to have a very high cushion under your head. So it's better if your head is flat on the ground. If you feel you need a little support, then try to use something not too thick. Sometimes in Alexander technique they recommend using a book, or maybe one book or two books. That can work very well. And if you need that to be softer, you can use a towel or a blanket folded, something like that. And then it's best to have the legs flat on the floor and to let the feet sort of open out to the sides. So we let our feet be slightly wider than our hips, and then let the feet just drop to each side. So the hips open, and then the arms, if you're comfortable, can be by your side with the palms facing up. And don't worry, if that's not comfortable, you can also have your arms on your hands on your belly or on your solar plexus. So it's very important to be comfortable, of course. This practice should be very enjoyable, should be very pleasant. We're not going to struggle to do anything. And whatever we do, we just do it for fun. And we can allow ourselves to bring that attitude of play and exploration. So we may like to allow our eyes to close. And first we just sense the breath. Just feel the movement of the breath coming in and out. We don't modify the breath. We don't try to make it long or short, or deep or slow. Just let it be exactly as it is, even if there's some tension or roughness. We just allow the breath to be exactly as it is. Just become aware of all the sensations of the breath. Perhaps we can become aware of the abdomen rising with the in-breath and falling with the out-breath. You might feel the movement of the breath in the points of contact of your body with the ground. You can feel a slight change in the shape of your spine with the in-breath. As the spine opens, and with the out-breath, as the curves of the spine are restored. So a slight lengthening of the spine with the in-breath. A very subtle movement. We can give ourselves permission just to enjoy an in-breath and to smile with the out-breath. Now let us become aware of all the sensations in the inside of our throat, the base of the tongue, the root of the tongue down inside the throat. And just allowing that field of sensations to expand and to encompass the whole of the tongue from the root to the tip of the tongue. You might feel a little tingling. The tongue doesn't have to do anything now. You just give permission for the tongue to rest in the mouth. And we can allow the awareness of the sensations to expand a little more to the gums around the teeth in the lower jaw, the upper jaw, the palate of the mouth, the insides of the cheeks. And just becoming aware of the whole jaw and just checking to see to what extent the jaw is locked. Maybe we can experiment with just making a tiny movement as though just starting to yawn. Just really opening at the hinge of the jaw, letting the lower jaw hang as much as it wants to. And just sensing all the sensations in our tongue and the gums the teeth even, the jaw, the cheeks, the lips. Your lips are very sensitive. You can zoom in almost with a microscope. You can feel all the sensations in the lower lip, the upper lip, the skin between the upper lip and the nose. Maybe you can feel the flow of the in-breath there, a little cool, and the out-breath, a little warmer. And you can allow your mouth to have a very slight smile, just in the corners. It's just a smile for you. It's not a performative smile. It's not for anyone else. Now we're aware of the nose, the sensation of the breath coming in at the nostrils and out again. Aware of the bridge of the nose. There may be a lot of focus, energy, concentration, maybe some tightness there. And just giving permission for the sensations to be just as they are. Around the whole of the nose. Now expanding to the eyes, the left eye, the right eye. All the sensations of the eyelids. Maybe you can feel the muscles, the sides of the eyes, above, below, behind even. They have to work so hard to help us to maintain the stability of our vision throughout the day. Making these tiny movements to keep our eyes focused where we want to look. Right now, just let them know that they can rest. All the little muscles around the eyes and the eyelids, the eyebrows, the bridge of the nose, the point between the eyebrows, the whole of the forehead. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to look at, nothing to see. How nice just to be allowed to rest, to be still. Now we allow our awareness to encompass the sensations in our thumbs, from the tips of our two thumbs, the pads of the thumbs, the nail beds, the bones, where the hand joins the thumb, the skin, the flesh, the blood, the muscles, the nerves, the bones. Let's feel the shape of your two thumbs. Feel the weight of them. And feel how that awareness flows around the base of the thumb and up into the index finger. You feel both index fingers from the tips of the fingers to the base of the finger where it joins the hand. Feel all the knuckles. In the middle finger. Maybe you can feel some tingling in the tips of the fingers. You might become aware of the very subtle sensation of the pulse in the fingers. You can just enjoy allowing your awareness to expand into this whole world of sensations. Now encompassing the ring finger, the pinky, the little finger, the thumbs and all the fingers. Feel the warmth of them, or cool, maybe some tingling. And if there's any feeling of grasping or tightness, just become aware of it. We can just say, this is how it feels for there to be some grasping in my hands, in my fingers. And sometimes just noticing how it feels for there to be a little tightness is enough for the tightness to release. So we don't try to make it release, we just notice, how does it feel to have that slight grasping or that slight gripping in the hands? And become aware of the palms, the backs of the hands, or in both hands, all the fingers, the thumbs, the palms, the backs of the hands. Just allow them, with every out-breath, to become a little heavier, to really fully rest on Mother Earth. To release whatever it was they were trying to hold. To unclench. To be open. We allow our awareness to flow up through our wrists, forearms. Feel the bones of the forearms, the muscles, tendons, the nerves, the flesh, the blood flowing, the skin, the hairs. And become aware of the elbows, the upper arms, both arms and both hands. All the way up to the shoulders. Let's feel how the shoulders rest on the ground, the backs of the upper arms, the elbows, perhaps the forearms and the backs of the hands, just wherever you feel contact with the ground. Breathing in, aware of the contact between my two hands and the ground, my two arms and the ground, my two shoulders. Breathing out, sinking a little deeper into that contact. My arms, my hands resting on Mother Earth. I become aware of my two shoulders, how they connect through the muscles up through the neck to the back of the head, the base of the skull at the back, and even the throat, the front. It's becoming aware of the whole scalp, connected, the back of the neck, the sides, the throat, the shoulders, the arms, the hands. I can become aware of how my left shoulder feels, my left arm. These are the sensations of my left shoulder, my left arm, my left hand, the left side of my neck. This is how it feels to hold my shoulder in this way. No judgment, just becoming aware. This is how it feels. And this is how it feels to hold my right shoulder in this way, the right side of my neck, the right shoulder, the right arm, the right hand. And these are the sensations of my two shoulders, my two arms, my two hands, and both sides of the neck. This is how it feels to hold my two arms, my two shoulders like this. And there may be some asymmetry there. That's okay. Maybe one shoulder feels higher than the other, or one feels tighter than the other. And that's okay. This is how it feels for my two shoulders, my two arms, the back of my head to rest on Mother Earth. Maybe I don't need to hold them. Maybe I can give my head, my neck, my shoulders, my arms, my hands to Mother Earth. Maybe I can surrender the weight of my hands, my arms, my shoulders, my whole head to Mother Earth. She will hold them for me. I don't need to hold them anymore. And I can become aware of my whole rib cage, the upper back, the thoracic spine, all the ribs, opening with the in-breath and gently closing back with the out-breath. My two lungs expanding, all the intercostal muscles opening with the in-breath, relaxing with the out-breath. You can feel my diaphragm lowering with the in-breath, causing my belly and my intestines to rise. And the diaphragm coming back up with the out-breath, allowing my belly to sink back down. This beautiful coordinated motion of the breath flowing through the whole of the upper part of my body. Become aware of my lower back, the set of my sacrum into the pelvis, I'm aware of the sensations in my two hips, my left hip, the right hip. This is how it feels to hold my left hip like this. There may be some unconscious holding there. It's okay. Just let it be. This is how it feels to hold my right hip like this. That's also okay. Just let it be as it is. And this is how it feels to hold both hips like this. This is how it feels the connection of my two hips through the sacrum and up, connecting into the lower back, the lower spine, the sides, the front of the spine, the back of the spine. This is how my two thighs feel. Just aware of the weight of my thighs, my hips, my whole pelvis, the sacrum, the lower back, the whole trunk resting on Mother Earth. Maybe from the crown of the head, the whole head, the spine, the thoracic area, the lower back, the sacrum, the hips, the thighs. With every out-breath, just giving permission to whatever wants to release, for it to release. Now, allowing the awareness to spread down, include the knees, the backs of the knees, the shins, the calves, the ankles. Just letting both ankles be soft. You don't have to hold the feet up. Just let the feet hang out to the sides. You can become aware of the tops of the feet, the skin, the muscles, the nerves, the tendons, the bones. Allow that awareness to spread all the way to the soles of the feet, the sensitive skin of the arch of the foot, the ball of the foot, the skin in between the toes and the toes, from the big toe to the little toe. You can feel the toenails. Just encompassing both feet in this wide field of awareness, aware of all the sensations in our 2 feet. May you feel some tingling in the toes. Just feel now the all the sensations of the 2 feet, the ankles, the calves, the shins, the knees, the backs of the knees, the thighs, the hips, the pelvis, the sacrum, the lower back, the abdomen, the mid-back, the upper back, the chest, the back of the head and the neck, the shoulders, the arms, the hands, all resting gently on Mother Earth, held in the embrace of Mother Earth. Breathing in, aware of my whole body, every point of contact with the earth. Breathing out, I surrender my body to Mother Earth. I don't need to perform or look good. I don't need to hold myself in a particular way. I can just release. Release myself to the embrace of Mother Earth. Just allowing our awareness to flow from the hands, up the arms, the shoulders, the scalp, back of the head, the back of the neck, all the way down the trunk, thorax, the abdomen, pelvis, the 2 thighs, the knees, calves and the shins, the ankles, the feet, the toes. And also now allowing our awareness to expand to the genital area. There may also be a lot of holding, tightness or tension there. Just becoming aware of any sensations that are there. Becoming aware of the sensations in the anus. And now becoming aware of all of the inside of our body, the gastrointestinal tract, from the anus all the way up the inside, our colon. Maybe there are some slight sensations, maybe not very distinct, but there are plenty of nerves there you can feel. Just feel the way the intestines sit, how they feel from the inside. Maybe there's some tightness or heaviness. Maybe it feels light, free. Allowing that awareness to flow up towards the stomach, the esophagus, throat, back to the base of the tongue, the mouth. We can check again our jaw, just check to see if we're still smiling, check to see if the jaw is tight. We may need to do this several times, just coming back to the jaw and allowing it to release, giving it permission to be open, And as we come full circle now back to the awareness of our face, we may find ourselves more sensitive, more tuned in to all these tiny sensations in our tongue, from the root of the tongue to the tip of the tongue, the top, underneath the tongue, all around the inside of the mouth, the lips, the nostrils, the nose, the eyes, the eyelids, the eyebrows, the forehead. It's really allowing ourselves to discover anew all the sensations of our face. It's pleasant for the mind to dwell in the present moment, directly in touch with the sensations. The mind in touch with the present moment of the sensations is naturally happy, and we can recognize that. I recognize the pleasant feeling of being free from all of my projects, my worries, all of my thoughts about the future and the past, all of my self-consciousness or jealousy in the present. Just dwelling in the realm of the sensations. Of the face, the thumbs, the fingers, feeling the tingling in my two hands, the wrists, the forearms, the elbows, upper arms, the armpits, the shoulders, the pectorals, the scapulae, the neck, the scalp, the thoracic spine, the rib cage, the chest, the abdomen, the lumbar spine, sacrum, the hips, thighs, knees, calves, shins, ankles, feet, toes, genitals. Now I allow my awareness to expand into my entire body, feeling all my cells begin to vibrate in synchrony. Breathing in, I feel the life energy of all my cells. Breathing out, I allow myself to dwell in the sensations of my entire body. Just the awareness of this subtle vibration of life throughout my entire body. And just noticing how pleasant it is to allow my awareness of that vibration of life to grow, to become concentrated, the joy of being alive. I allow my whole body, all the cells in my body to sing as one. Breathing in, feeling all the cells in my body singing as one, in unison. Breathing out, I enjoy the sensation of being at one with my entire body. My mind, my body united. There's no distinction between the one who observes the sensations and the sensations. I am one with all the sensations. Breathing in, I smile to life in my whole body. Breathing out, I allow myself to dwell in this direct awareness of the energy of life in my whole body. Breathing in, aware of life in every cell. Breathing out, enjoying the sensation of life in every cell. Breathing in, I become aware of my body lying on Mother Earth. Breathing out, I allow my awareness to expand into the ground beneath me. I become aware of the whole planet supporting me. The sensation of contact with Mother Earth, the sensation of my weight, is an interaction of my body with the entire planet. If the planet was not there, I would not feel this contact. So in this contact is the whole of Mother Earth in all her glory. How wonderful to be a child of Mother Earth. Breathing in, aware of my contact with Mother Earth. Breathing out, I surrender myself to Mother Earth, allowing myself to be held, allowing myself to not do anything. Just to dwell in the contact with Mother Earth. this precious jewel of a planet hanging in the immensity of space. I allow my awareness now to expand even further beyond the Earth, to the orbit of the Moon, and even beyond to the orbit of the Earth around the Sun, and even further the whole solar system, all the planets orbiting around the Sun, and beyond our Sun, one tiny star amongst 100 billion suns orbiting around the center of our galaxy. Breathing in, aware of the immensity of space above me, below me, to either side, all around. Breathing out, I feel so free. My awareness can expand beyond the whole planet, the solar system, even the immensity of this galaxy, and even beyond. This galaxy is just one among hundreds of billions of galaxies scattered throughout the cosmos. Delicate filaments of galaxies and the vast spaces between them. And this vastness, this cosmos, is not separate from me. It is me. It is also my body. I'm profoundly interconnected with this immensity. Breathing in touch with the immensity of space. Breathing out, I feel so free. Breathing in, I have arrived. I have arrived in the direct awareness of the sensations of my body, this rich field of sensations of my body and even beyond my body. Breathing out, I am at home. I have arrived. I am at home. I can rest. There's nowhere to go. Nothing to do. Nothing to grasp. Nothing to hold on to. I can let go of all striving. the energy of struggling to achieve, to attain, to accomplish. Breathing in, aware of all of this accumulated energy of striving, running, grasping, holding. Breathing out, I allow myself to dwell peacefully in these sensations. I don't need anything more than this. I am already what I want to become. I can allow my heart to be at peace. To discover the depth of this moment without any expectation, without any attempt to grasp it or understand it. Just resting in the sensations of this moment. Releasing myself into the flow of sensations. The flow of life. So, dear friends, you may like to take a big in-breath, fill your lungs completely. Allow the in-breath to become a stretch and let it out gently. You can sigh a little. Another big in-breath. And sigh and release. One more. Big in-breath and let it all go. You can smile. You can scrunch up your face. And open your eyes. Let your head roll a little bit from one side to the other. You might want to let your fingers wiggle, your toes. Slowly let some movement come back into your body. If you want, you can tense up your hands, your feet, and then let it all go. Maybe stretch your arms above your head and stretch your feet out. Make your body as long as possible, like a morning stretch. And let it all go. Please remember to smile. Please remember to enjoy the feeling of having a body, of being a mammal. You can be a little bit silly, you don't have to be too serious. If you want, you can allow your knees to come up slowly. Please be very gentle coming up. Don't rush to sit up or to stand. Just enjoy these precious sensations. It's like being a baby again. Just don't rush it. If now maybe you can roll to one side, so your knees fall to one side, And you're now on one shoulder, and maybe you can bring one hand up to support your head. And just stay there a moment. Feel how that feels to be kind of curled on your side, like a little infant. No particular need to do anything. It feels quite nice. Maybe in a lazy way you can push up off the ground with your upper arm, the shoulder that's on top. You can push up with that arm, push up into a seated position, just very gently, very lazily. No hurry. Now you're cross-legged maybe, and you can rock a little bit from side to side. Feel how that feels. Just allow every sensation to be new. And see if you can stay in the sensations of the body. The mind may like to run right away to what's next, what's on my to-do list, what am I going to do, what's in the fridge, should I check my email? And you can smile to that part of the mind and just say, let's just stay in the sensations of the body a little bit longer. See how it feels to dwell in the sensations of the body, but now in this new position. You can rock forwards and back. Still smiling, easy, gentle. And maybe very lazily you can push up from the ground. And start to get ready to stand. Maybe you can come into a squat. Just if you're ready. And then lazily stand up. Just let your spine curl up. Don't let habit take over too quickly. Everything's still new. You can kind of let your arms dangle and shake a little bit. You can wriggle your shoulders, shake it all out. You can shake a leg, shake the other leg, shake it all, shake your head, shake it all up. Be as silly as possible. Smile. Meditation practice doesn't have to be too serious. You can give a little jump up and down, see how that feels. One leg, the other leg, both legs. It's fun to be a human being. It doesn't have to be so serious. It's kind of nice having a body. You can bounce your knees a little bit, swing your arms. Noticed how babies do this, little kids just swing their arms, go bounce. Feels nice. So, we can allow our hands to join in front of our heart. And we offer a bow of gratitude to all of our friends who have supported us during this practice. Practicing together helps us to generate such a wonderful collective energy of concentration, even non-locally. So, thank you all for participating. And we look forward to more. May you have a wonderful, peaceful evening or afternoon or morning, depending on where you are. We wish you well from Plum Village. Thank you.